What's going on, guys? For everyone Ghost here, coming back at you with another awesome anime discussion video. And I got my brother, my friend, Godlo. It was good, friend.
Thank you for having me on, brother.
Uh,
I've been wanting to hop on a video with you for a minute.
that's awesome, man. So I'm going to be scheduling these out during the week, guys. So I'm going to try to record one with my bro here, Godlo. And of course, I have one with my brother, Shifting Soul. And I have another one coming up as well with my good friend who is the owner of Strictly Business. End of story. He will be in my next video on Friday. So I'm going to have that out. I'm going to release that one possibly the week before that after the beta comes out. But let's talk about HunterHunter, baby. I am so fucking gassed. I love HunterHunter. It's probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It's one of his favorite shows of all time. But let's start with the basics. How did you discover HunterHunter and what drew you to HunterHunter?
Man, Hunter, like Gon being the little protagonist he is he was a young prodigy, right? And you get to see him grow, meet his friends. It's just like it's like every good anime you hear, but better. Because it has the backing in the story and it has the combat as well. If that makes sense, yeah?
Yeah. I think one of the things about HunterHunter is that it has so many improper endings. And one of the things about it is that it leaves you like kind of wondering, when is it going to get a proper ending? And I think with Togashi Sensei kind of coming back and writing the final chapters of the manga, I think it's going to get the proper ending that it deserved. Because obviously, kind of like going back into what we remember from Gon, climbing the top of the world tree where he finds where Ging is and he expects him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two of them have a heart to heart. Like a conversation together, talking about, exploring the world beyond the current boundaries, right? And to kind of take that step into when he spoke with him about that and kind of having that discussion and then having to make the conversation about that really and then going forward with how a lot of the show ended, to me, I've always wanted Hunter to come back. A lot of us did, especially being a Hunter fan and kind of realizing where a lot of everything kind of slipped up and what the episodes kind of led into, and kind of seeing what led to what Gon was going to do, what Kalu was going to do, and a lot of what happened during the seasons. And, a lot of tragic things happen, but kind of taking it back here, what were you, did you know that it was coming back? Did you at any point know that Togashi Sensei was coming back when he started writing the mangas or when he initially came back? And he broke the internet?
See, I think I reminisce about the Twitter thing a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think I remember seeing that, but also I want to go back to what you said about the ending. There are so many loose ends to this show. It can take off in so many directions. Like you said, where Gon found his dad, right? Mm-hmm. It could take the direction of father-son just taking off. You have the number one hunter in the world and his prodigy. You could take it that way. You could take the villain route, which I am for that one. 100% I'm on board for it. But there's so many ways you can just take the show, and yeah I think it has unlimited possibility.
Yeah, I remember when his father abandoned him, which destroyed me. That was such a shitty way to go about it. But then when he finds him again to tell him the adventures that he had, I kind of felt like as a fan, he kind of wanted to have that conversation with his father, but I also knew, to me, because I really didn't know much about his father during the years that I've seen HunterHunter, but at the same time, for me, it's been a long time since I've seen the anime. Now, if I am wrong in any of this, guys, please correct me in the comments below, because again, I haven't seen HunterHunter in a very long time, but I do remember some things that I kind of do come off memory. But a lot of things with animes, especially because with HunterHunter being a very classic anime, and then another anime that is coming back as well as it's Bleach, right? Let's talk a little bit about Bleach. Mm-hmm. Well, not to step away from HunterHunter because I love HunterHunter, but Bleach coming back is also an anime that a lot of people were waiting for too. 10 years we waited for this anime to come back, and then Tite Kubo decided let's bring it back after 10 years, and it's coming back on the exact day of 10 years. On the 10th month, on the 10th day, on October the 10th. Are you That's just amazing. As excited as well for that too, for Bleach to come back?
Bro, just those numbers right there. 10 years from when it stopped, on the 10th. Yeah, you got me watching it, bro. I'm paying for that pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view. My man's already getting hyped. A lot of great animes are coming back, man, including Hunter x Hunter, like I just mentioned, and Bleach, and a lot of other ones. But let's talk about anime, because this is the topic we're going to bring up here in this conversation. And obviously, I love Hunter x Hunter, but there are more things to discuss here. And I also want to kind of talk about a few other things as well with anime. What really, like, how do I put this? What animes kind of inspired you to be a fan of anime? Like, what were the ones that kind of made you sit down and go, holy shit, that's the one?
So the first one for me, it was most definitely My Hero Academia.
Oh, really?
And yes, that was my very first anime. And I couldn't tell you what drew me in. Maybe it was powers, but there's something about that show, and I highly recommend it for if you don't watch anime and you want to start watching anime.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just 10 out of 10. The storyline behind it, and it all just kind of bleeds in together.
Mm-hmm.
I give them props in that department. Now, also, I believe Full Metal Alchemist is getting a reboot. Yeah, correct me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen that.
I don't know, but I will double check if that is true. I hadn't heard anything about it coming back or being rebooted. But because the thing with My Hero is I did watch My Hero. I haven't seen the rest of the seasons because I kind of let it I'm waiting for it to get all finished so I can watch it in its entirety kind of thing. But My Hero reminded me a lot of Dragon Ball Z in the sense of the way that its direction was taken. Because this person, Deku or Midoriya, kind of reminded me of Goku in that sense. Not to say that he was strong, but he was willing to sacrifice it all to help others. And
I see that, yeah.
That purity about him kind of drew a lot of people in because it reminded of him. And his nemesis, I can't remember his name. Oh my God, it's been so long. But if everyone knows who I'm talking about, he reminds me of Vegeta in that sense, because he's very arrogant. He has a lot of power and he's willing to use it for whatever means, but he also wants to be a hero like Deku. Oh, it's Bakugo. Mm-hmm. Bakugo. There we go. Bakugo. Yep, it kind of came to my mind. There you go. Bakugo was another one that kind of was like in that sense, right? And then others came with them. A lot of other heroes, a lot of other characters, kind of like the Z Fighters in that sense. It kind of reminded me of that. Not to try to compare them to those guys, because Dragon Ball is its own entity and it's extremely popular, but My Hero is getting that same hype as well. But to your point, so your first anime that you watched was an anime that came out in, if I'm not mistaken about the date. If I'm wrong, correct me. I don't have a problem with it. It came out in 2018, 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Were there any other animes that you kind of enjoyed, that you kind of saw, that you went, okay, after My Hero? Was there anyone else or any other ones that you saw?
Yeah, after My Hero, I really got that's when I got my HunterHunter kick. And fantastic. You know, we can rant and rave about that all day.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, then Demon Slayer.
Okay.
And I'll give props to that man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's kind of how your journey started, kind of going with My Hero. Then you kind of went up to Hunter x Hunter, which is a great anime, of course. And then you went up to Demon Slayer.
Yes. And me being a young anime fan, I didn't start watching anime, obviously, until like 2018. You being like kind of as an OG watching anime. Right. What is your favorite anime of all time?
It's hard to say because there's so many, right? And being an OG, had to pick one. Can't do it. I can't do it. There's too many. There's just too many. I mean, if I had to sit there and give you my favorite anime of all time, is so many. It's hard because, like, as a fan of anime, I don't ever want to implode anyone to watch it or force anyone to watch it, right? Because you want anime to happen naturally. Because if it happens naturally, you're going to love it and you're going to enjoy it in your own way. And that's a lot of the mistakes a lot of people take with anime, because like if you're approaching someone that loves or wants to watch anime, you want to take it lightly. You don't want to take it to, oh my God, you got to watch it, you got to watch it, you got to watch it, or else. It's not how you want to do that. You want them to fall in love with it in a natural way so that it's easier for them to kind of grasp what they like, what their genres are, what they're going to enjoy, what they're going to love. And that's kind of the steps I take with anime, because I don't want to force anyone to watch something that they don't want to watch, right? I think it's very bad to do so. But you're asking me to give you my number one anime. It's very hard. There's so many out there. There's a list of animes that I can give you, but it's going to be a never-ending list. but I will give you the one that's closest to my heart that I love very, very much. And there's two of them. It's chapter 1 and 2. It's Clan Ad and Clan Ad After Stories. That's probably my all-time favorite. I would say love story, romantic love story, slice of life, somewhat anime that I love near and dear. And I think it's probably one of my favorites. But there are others that are, I think, to me, if I really had to go to the Mount Rushmore of anime, it's up there. To me, it's up there.
That's what we need. We just need an anime Mount Rushmore.
Oh, there'd be war. There'd be war.
Oh man, it'd be beautiful.
It'd be a war because like so many people don't understand. Like for you, instantly, you just discovered anime on your own. No one forced you. No one threw a rock at you and said, "Hey, you got to watch it or else." No, you did it at your own pace, at your own time, and that's how you kind of started spurring at it and falling in love with it. And I think that's a lot of what anime is. It's supposed to be something that you enjoy, that no one forces upon you. But for me, I've watched so much anime, so many things, and I think that I don't mind giving you recommendations, but I'd rather you find your own little gems on your own because I feel like that's a more natural. Yeah. It's a more natural thing because like if you watch it on your own and I didn't have to tell you about it, that means that you're doing something right for your own, and that I didn't have to do anything besides just say watch whatever you want and let me know about it. And I think that's really the journey of what anime takes upon with everybody. Now, if you are a fan and you have been watching it like I have, you obviously have your opinions. But the real question I have for you is, like, what do you expect with anime going forward now that you've kind of dived into that pool? What are you expecting? What are you kind of taking in from it? And what are you looking forward to or like looking forward with it?
Yeah. So like I think anime has potential to sweep the nation like it did like with your generation. Like I know plenty of people that love anime, and I think it's only taken off from here. And I've started to dive deeper, kind of into the anime trenches, right? And I've watched one episode of Bleach, watched one episode of the basketball one, and that was both of them were good. But I'm excited just to watch it, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to find the next one to watch, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's where I'm in like a void, just like a zero of nothing seems good, but eventually I know there's going to be one anime that catches my eye and I'm going to fall in love with it.
100%. There's always one anime like that, but honestly, it just depends on where you want to take that journey with anime, right? Because for me, like I said before, there's a lot. And there's many different genres, but like anime, I think over the years has always gotten better, has always improved, and I think a lot of people are noticing how incredible an anime story can really relate to a lot of someone's real life, right? Some of them could be very tragic, very sad, very very heartwarming, very distraught, or very horrifying, or very happy. There's so many emotions that go into these kind of shows, but in particular, I'm happy that you have fallen in love with anime the right way. Because, like I mentioned before, there are so many people that always try to shovel down people with anime, like, oh, you should watch this, you should watch that, and stop listening to other people, where it's more or less you should listen to yourself and not anyone else. Do what you want and find out what makes you happy with anime, right?
That's big facts. That's big facts.
Yeah. So, like, what other animes are you kind of looking forward to watching, or what animes are you kind of, like, taking a dive into? That you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is on my wait list or on my checklist or whatever like that. Or do you even have one?
So, I believe I do. Let me open my Netflix real quick. Let's see what we got here.
Oh my God, you got a list? You got a list?
Oh yes, sir. We have
a list. Oh baby, here we go. That's what I like to hear. My dog.
Come on, internet. Let's go.
I used to have a list too, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I've
started.
Uh-huh.
I've started to get into High Rise Invasion, but I kind of got disturbed by it for a little second.
Okay.
Because there are some intense animes out there, bro.
There are
some like Attack on Titan. That one is scary.
That's a
it
good
gives
one.
you actual chills to watch it. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
There's a lot of good ones.
I have started into One Peg.
In the what?
And One Peg.
One Peg.
One Piece.
Ah, you were trying to say
Peg,
One
man.
Piece. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to take you outside, friend. Whip your ass. No, I'm kidding.
He
I'm
said
kidding.
One Piece.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorite animes of all time. That's one of them. It's up there.
See, and I like the story, and I've heard from a lot of people that it is good. But
Yeah.
exactly what you said. I'm not going out my way to watch it until it feels. But it seems like a top tier anime. I feel like it has potential. I've watched 2 episodes.
No, yeah, it's a good anime. It's a journey, but it's worth it. And
Now,
it's
what is that? Didn't Netflix make a anime? What's that? It's where shoot, hold on. Parasite. Have you seen that?
Parasite was not made by Netflix. It was made by I
No.
can't remember the studio that made it, but I have seen a little bit of it. No, you're fine. You're fine. I have seen a little bit of it. I'm not a big fan into the horrorcore kind of thing or kind of like the monsterish type style of anime. It's fine, but I kind of watched maybe 6 episodes and I didn't care for it anymore. I'm not saying it's not a good anime, but I just didn't like it.
See, and I understand because I started to watch it, and like what you said, people can get attached to animes because it is like relatable in ways, right?
Yeah.
And that it's kind of more just off the wall. I can see how people would like it. It's good. I'm not SNSD, but it's solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there, and I think that's kind of like the take you take with it. But how long is your list? Like, do you have more, or is it like a few that you're kind of keeping intact?
It's pretty short for now.
Okay, that's fair. It's smart too,
But
honestly.
I haven't wanted to like dive super into it yet because I know there's a lot of animes such as Naruto. What is it? 700 episodes? Or some crazy number.
I believe you, man. There's a lot of good animes out there, and I think it just really takes a toll or a time for these kind of things, right? And I think that's what the journey kind of goes with anime too. So I respect that a lot.
But let's get back to the topic of Hunter x Hunter. And I do have one more question about it. I've been saving this question.
Right. By all means.
So there is Hisoka, correct?
Right.
That man isn't right.
Hisoka is a very scary character. When I met him, he was just, he was very devious and he had a plan. And a lot of times his intentions were to hurt people. And at times he would always end up looking like he was on your side, but he really wasn't. There's a lot with him. And I think what really goes down to like him being a very insanely bad person or very good bad guy is that you need a bad guy like him, because otherwise your protagonist won't flourish. Because without a bad guy like him, nothing could happen, nothing will work. And I remember when Gon, when Gon fought him, it was really just the point of seeing where that goes, and that was an insane fight if you hadn't seen it. But yeah, he is a very odd character at times. But I think that's kind of one of the things I love about Hunter x Hunter is that there are some times where there are some spontaneous moments and then spontaneous moments that kind of leave you wondering, and then you kind of find out maybe in the next episode what kind of went down or the next season or so. But I definitely respect that, man. And I think that if you're a fan of something like this, I think that you're going to love Hunter x Hunter, with a lot of it being very not to say that it's mysterious, but it kind of leaves you wondering what's going to happen next, or it kind of has these very odd endings like I mentioned before in the beginning of our conversation.
But that's like the loose ends. They could take a run with Hisoka and his upbringing. Oof.
That's a lot, man.
Imagine. That is a lot. Yeah, I would be invested.
I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am for Hunter x Hunter. I'm excited for a lot of anime. I'm excited for anime in general, but also I want to say a big thank you to you, Godlo, for coming into this video, jumping in, saying what's up, and kind of having a conversation with me about anime and kind of talking about Hunter x Hunter. I'm going to make sure to let everyone know that if you want to check out Godlo, I'm going to leave his Twitch in the link in the description of this video. So make sure to check him out there and make sure to follow him at Godlo, because this man, daily dose of Godlo is immaculate. You got to watch him. It's so motivating, so positive-minded. Thank you again, Godlo, man. I really appreciate this.
Hey, thank you for having me on. This was fun. I think this is something that should happen again.
I will most definitely schedule you in again for another conversation. But as always, guys, keep watching anime, keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys next time.